Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. In this episode, we come to you with yet another mind-boggling confession of what family can turn out to be when greed comes to stay. We bring to you this confession of a man who, after engaging in money ritual, something bad happened to both his wife and senior brother. Let us all go into this confession in order to know exact what this man wants to communicate to us about, and I will come back after the story. But then, don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time, like and share this video so others can listen to it as well.
Today, as I am speaking with you like this, if I can honestly go back in time, I wouldn't have gotten myself involved in this situation. Yes, I am rich, but the truth of the matter is that, behind all the smiley face I put up in public, there is this wailing heart behind that. What makes this whole thing really painful for me, and hence the reason for me deciding to agree to your interview, is the fact that I have lost such a person who was there for me through my time of struggle by my own hands. You see, as a man growing up, I wanted to hide it as far as money is concerned. Because I had it at the back of my mind that, when you have money, the whole world will be at your feet. And I've carried this ideology with me throughout my years. And my brother, on the other hand, believed in this idea of making it at the right time. Honestly, his idea is why I distanced myself from him. So at the time that we were all living in the same house, it was only my brother, myself, our little sister, and then our mother. But then our mother died later before I left the house. But then, my brother and sister still stayed in the house. But I had to come to the city and hustle for my life. I didn't want to die a poor man whilst I can come to the city and make things work for me. Even though at the time of coming to the city, I didn't have anyone who I could say that I knew and would help me in one way or the other. But I was determined to still push through no matter what it takes for me to go ahead with life. I was determined to really smile and live a good life at the end of the story of my life. When I came to the city of Accra, life was not easy, brother. When I was coming here, even though I didn't have anyone who would show me the way, I didn't think things would be that difficult when I get to Accra. But then, life in Accra showed me difference. I mean, I had to sleep under a bridge at Sako for years. And all this while, I will wake up in the morning and then go look for these market women and then help them with their goods and get paid. I didn't allow that to distract me from achieving whatever goals I had set out to achieve. And so my first 3 years at Sako, I got to know a whole lot of things that goes on in this capital city. When it gets to night, it is but a different ball game altogether in Accra. Every kind of life, you will experience it there. And as such, I learnt a lot of both good and negative vices. From selling illegal drugs to doing all sorts of things to survive. Brother, as you see me like this, I have been a pimp before. If I tell you, there is no way you will believe me. I have done a lot of things hard that I am not proud of them today. So it got to a time where hustling life took me to jail. This jail that I went is the turning point of my life. You see, jail as it is meant as a correction facility for people who have been convicted of crimes. But my time in jail brought a different aspect of life in me. And I can tell you that my going to jail is what led me into these things that we are going to talk about. You see, prior to going to jail, I had this girlfriend who was one way or the other helping me to survive. And this lady later became my wife that we will be talking about as I'll go on with this conversation with you. You see, Mary has been and was the source of life for me. When I say the source of life for me, what I mean is that she always saw to it that I got something to eat. Mary was a shop assistant to one nice woman who treated Mary like her own family member. And so they used to cook at their shop, and when they cook, she will find a way to get me some of the food. She did it till her madam got to know about it and she called me. After having a conversation with me, she agreed that every evening when they cook, they will leave me some of the food, so I should always come to the shop and eat before I effort to where I was sleeping. But then, one fateful evening, I was asleep when we heard people shouting "thief, thief," and we all got up. The person passed where we were sleeping in the dark, so when these people got to where we were, they took us to be the thieves. We were 3 people who were sleeping there. You know how Sako is when they catch a thief. They wanted to send us to our early death, and for the intervention of one police group that was coming from, I think, a patrol work, came to our rescue. They took us to the police station and the people followed to tell that we had broken into one woman's shop and stolen this foreign clothing worth millions. This was the reason why myself and the 2 other guys were sentenced to 7 years in prison for each of us. Brother, this life is really not fair, I tell you. Someone who has never stolen even a pen before was sentenced to prison for such a crime. So during our time at the prison, we made some few friends in there and we did our time in the prison. When we came out, to be very honest, I wasn't the same person like I went in. I went in a person full of compassion but returned as someone without a soul. During this time that I was arrested, Mary came through all the time until we were sentenced to prison. So when we came out, I went to look for her. So when I got in touch with the 2 friends that I had already gotten in the prison, they introduced me to so many ways of making money. And the one that we all agreed to embark on was money rituals. Because all of us had a similar story and what led us into the prisons. So we had this idea that we needed to make money so that nobody can come and accuse us of something like that. So that is how we set out to embark on a journey to make money through the form of money rituals. Although I didn't know what really this journey entails, I was in so much poised for that to materialize for us. This whole time that I was in the prisons, I kept on thinking about my family and what might have happened to them. But then, when I was released from prison, I didn't want to go to them until I had made money. So this journey was for myself and my siblings too. Even though I didn't know what was happening to them back in our hometown, I was determined to make it by any means for us all. And so when our plans was fully drawn, we too on the journey to Benin. That is where all the secrets of money rituals are. So we got to this place that we had been given. That is according to these friends that I had gotten. So we went to his place where there is no car that goes there. And so when you beg to the station, you will have to take a motorcycle or motorbike. And even with that, when to get to some junction, the motor riders will stop and tell you that, where you are going, they cannot take you there. And by so doing, any motor that gets there, they will stop and you the passenger will have to walk about 30 to 45 minutes before you get to the place where we were going. The moment you step foot onto the compound, you will realize the essence of some powerful energy around. The place was heavy. We were welcomed by some servants there and they told us that the man would be with us in a moment. It took us another 2 hours of waiting before the man finally arrived to have a conversation with us. When he came to us, he would look at you and tell you all about you just like that. So by him doing that, I knew we were one step closer to our money-making road. After having a brief discussion with us and each one of us telling him why we came to him, he told us to hold some stuff that he was holding and say whatever that we wanted on it. After which we were given some mixture of water and herbs to drink, not knowing what is in the mixture, we took it and did drink it. Now we spent, if I am not mistaken, we spent about almost a week there with this man and his people. If you can take time for me to explain to you what really happened each of the days that we were there, you will be shocked at the level and the extent that we went to make the money we have today. And even at that, a lot of things that we were not expecting happened after we had returned home and the money started flowing into our accounts. The first day is what I told you earlier, that we were asked to hold onto the staff and to speak onto it, the reason why we were there. And then we were made to drink the mixture of herbs and water. Now on the second day, we were taken to some forest around the area, and they dig a hole for us to put our legs in them, and they covered the hole that had our legs in them. Then again, some mixtures were poured into the hole before it was covered completely. And this thing, we were to sit there for 6 good hours. After which they came to take us out, and then for the first time, we were made to eat something. Mind you, this is the second day and that we were made to eat something, because the first day that we started the rituals, we didn't eat again. And then the third day came, and this time around, brother, I have never seen what I am about to tell you before. And I am not sure you have also seen anything like that before. We were taken to a riverbank where there are these rocks where the river flows from. But then, there is this rock also where it looks as though it is hanging in the air. Fresh eggs were given at us and we were made to speak on these eggs. After speaking on these eggs, we were asked to throw the eggs at the rock. And if the egg does not break, then we can proceed to the next step of the rituals. But then we were told that if it happened that the egg breaks, then it means there is something that is negative about the person whose egg breaks. And when it happens so, the spirits or the gods will punish such a person. At this point, if there was any chance for one to return back home without doing anything again, I would have done so. I didn't understand why we were to throw a fresh egg on a rock and expect it not to break. But then, to our ultimate surprise, none of the eggs that we threw at the rock broke. So after throwing the eggs, we were made to bathe in that river before we left for the house. The day 4 was when we were made to sacrifice any animal of our choice. The animals are there and you will point to the one that you would love to use for your sacrifice to the gods or IG god that will be giving you the money. Anyone that you will print, they will tell you the price for you to note down. If you have the money, fine. If you don't, you will be allowed to finish with the ritual, and time will be given to you to take the money back or face the wrath of the gods. So funny enough, all of chose the sheep for our sacrifices. When the life of the sheep is taken, the blood is collected, and you are made to write the names of your loved ones with the blood of the animal on a very pure white handkerchief that they will provide for you. So I wrote the name of my siblings. Of course, they are the only people that are in my life as people that I love. For some strange reason which I myself don't know, I wanted to write Mary's name too, but since at this time she was just someone who was close, I didn't think to write her name too.
And also hit the notification bell, so you will be notified anytime we upload videos of this nature. Don't forget to please subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Indeed, we'll hammer on this statement that I always say, which is the fact that, when you are too desperate to make it in life, you will miss the mark, which will make you take certain decisions that will later come be a kid to hurt you. Listening to our brother, he had this burning desire in him from the word go, which I will say is good. But if you don't learn how to control that desire, it will lead you to do things that on the face value, you might not see anything wrong with it. Until it starts to hurt you yourself and sometimes your whole family. He talked about the fact that he went to jail together with other 2 people for crimes they have no idea of. And instead of the prison system to be a place of correction, it rather serves as a place of destruction. He is not the only person who has come out of this prison system and is saying similar things about our prison systems. You see, at this point with what we do, I do have to say to you our listeners and subscribers to be very honest and careful with the kind of people you associate with. If you listen to him, he is going about looking for money through this means because of the kind of people he later associated himself with. Please let us wake up and know that the devil is right inside anyone that comes close with. He can use anything and anyone to get to us. It doesn't matter if he or she is a pastor, doctor, teacher or any other person. He can even use your own family members to make you miss your mark. I always find things strange as to how far a person is willing to go just because of money and fame. Please don't let your current situation pushes you into the wrong hands. I am begging you, I know what I am talking about. Please let us hear your thoughts on the comment section. I had so much to talk about, but I will restrain myself from talking. I don't know how to even put what I feel right now access to you. Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. Just like we always do in this house, please let us also hear from you, our beautiful family members. Let's listen to your views and concerns and comments in the comment section. Yes, just as we are here to share with ourselves what is going on out there, we do bring these conversations with you, our family members, to help their innocent brothers and sisters to realize what is happening out there, that they do not have any idea about, so that they can make their own decisions going forward in their day-to-day activities. I just hope that we honestly take the important lessons from these stories to better our lives and decisions. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thought with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.